What's good, man? It's your boy Juicy J, man. Shout out to Virtual Homework Podcast.
Welcome to a very refreshing episode of the Virtual Homework Podcast. Sorry,
why is it
Dana
refreshing?
Because I just drank some water and I was super fucking dehydrated.
I thought you were saying, oh, we're doing something new this time. We're doing something extremely new, refreshing. All these people who are sick of our tired format are finally going to see something new.
No, we're going to say the same shit. We're going to play a game. We're going to complain about MMOs. We're going to fucking talk about Big Cum, and you're all going to love it.
Yeah, okay. Well, welcome to the Virtual Homework Podcast. As Dana said, this is a very refreshing episode. We're both hydrated. I have my nice Spindrift grapefruit. He has his water. I should probably get water myself. You're not really getting hydrated.
It's not just water. It's Evian.
Yo, fuck Evian water. Legitimately, I don't know why. I understand it's a premium water if we're going to go into the water debates, but Evian water just tastes like really weirdly soft, I guess. I just can't drink it. It tastes disgusting to me.
So my choice in water is typically because of the bottle, because I have a pure water filter at home. So it's like I'll buy like this and like Smart Water because I like to use the bottle like at home.
Why don't you just buy a water bottle? Hydro Flask.
Because I had one and it started smelling and it's like really hard to wash.
Literally just put it in the dishwasher. Do you have one?
I don't. No.
You don't have a dishwasher?
Like,
Sad.
So I can't, and I don't. I was going to use like the toilet bowl brush, but that's probably gross.
That is extremely gross. This is a video game podcast. I think I mentioned I am Sam. That is Dana. That guy over there talking about using toilet brushes to clean his water. God damn Jesus Christ! What do we play this week? I don't really. This is weird in that I don't have anything to. We're just getting into it.
Hold on. We have something to talk about first. That's usually you, but like
What did we play this week?
We played a DJMax Respect, which is a game.
Good rhythm game. How about that? We played Fuser. Fuser is the worst rhythm game I've ever played. It felt really nice to actually play a real rhythm game this week.
Yeah,
Holy
this
shit.
is an actual real rhythm game. I think this is like the 5th game in the series or something like that. I actually
it's
have no idea.
DJMax Respect V, so 5. But I don't know if that's the 5th in the DJMax Respect series or the 5th PC release. I'm going to guess it's more than the 5th PC release. DJMax is a game that's been competing with 2DX for the last 20 years.
And might I say I personally enjoy this 1,000 times more because it doesn't have the sickeningly terrible fucking sync and what's the word I'm looking for? Timing. The timing in Beatmania is so fucking awkward.
Yeah, so we'll get into the comparisons with 2DX in a second, but let's actually explain what this rhythm game is. If you've ever played any PC rhythm games, if you played Stepmania, this is very similar in that when you have a game on PC that uses a keyboard, it's basically just arrows or any sort of circle comes across the screen or line, and then you have to hit it when it crosses over into another line.
If you've ever played any mobile knockoff non-Bimani series music game, like Tap Tap Revenge or anything like that, it's almost identical to that. The only difference is the production and effort that's put into this game is actually insane.
So this game's $50, and honestly, when's the last okay, we played Fuser. Fuser does not count because Fuser is the worst game I've ever played in the rhythm game genre. But when's the last time you actually bought a full-on AAA production rhythm game?
Never.
Maybe DDR for the PS2.
Yeah, exactly. And this just feels like that. There's so much effort put into the little things in this game. Whether it's the music, whether it's the mission mode and things like that. Granted, there are some cons and things that I'll get into later. This just feels like a pretty good value for $50.
Yeah, and when we say it looks professional, this game is beautiful. I mean, from a graphical perspective, I play a lot of rhythm games. I play ITG, so Stepmania in some capacity, and I know that the game is free, but even so, I've been playing things like the theme Simply Love, which came out by the community. I'm I was extremely impressed on what the community could do, but I think I was a little bit naive in thinking that when you have a full-on production team of software devs working on something, they could make it look truly, truly amazing and professional. Yeah. I loved looking at this game, so.
Oh, absolutely. Like just how like the graphics and whether it's like the gear or like the field that you're playing on or like the different background videos for each individual song that you would play.
Which,
they all
as
look
a
fucking
rhythm
awesome.
game player, like background music videos are actually only a distraction. But even then, it looks cool.
I always have them on. I always have them
I
on.
do
I'm a
too.
sucker
Like
for that shit.
there's like the purest like rhythm game community where they want absolutely no distractions. But, like I always left backgrounds on and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm
I
the
don't
same
really
way.
care too much about that stuff. But like, let's get into the actual like gameplay itself. So if you've ever played Beatmania or Beatmania 2DX, this is
Yeah.
shockingly similar to the point where like there has to be a point where it's like, how do these companies not get sued? Like I understand that like
It's like the same exact game, right?
it's the same exact game, but like you could also make the argument that like Pump It Up is nearly the exact same game as DDR,
Or
which is
like,
like an
well, like
extra
you ever play
button.
you ever play like O2 Jam?
Yeah, that's also extremely similar. But yeah, it's basically 2DX with a different company behind it. You were mentioning that like
For those that don't know, 2DX is the Konami official Bimani like 5-key music / rhythm game.
yeah,
That's of the same style.
This is the same style, except this game has a lot more modes. Like I don't know how many modes you actually ended up playing. I basically played the campaign mode for 90% of my playthrough before this week.
I played like almost exclusively in freestyle because I got very, very tired of the mission mode, which I'll get into later. This allows you to play in either 4 keys, which is 2 on each side, 5 key, which is 2 on each side, and then like 1 in the middle, 6 key or 8 key. I played almost exclusively on 4 because I couldn't do anything more than that.
Yeah. There's always like a learning period when it comes to like rhythm games, where it's like you want to be on like the easiest setting that like you can still improve at a relatively rapid pace to maintain fun. And 4 key, like there isn't enough going on that like it's so impossible to like even read it at the higher levels. Like so I was definitely doing that for the most part. I did a little bit of 5 key. I'll admit that having like 2 keys be the same button kind of confused me, but then I didn't even touch 6 and 8 key.
Well, what's funny is I had an easier time on 6 key than I did on 5, to be honest.
Well, yeah, it's just definitely a very awkward mode. The reason I played the mission mode in the first place was because it did give a good mix of 4, 5, and 6 key, etc. So like I thought it was a good way to learn the game. That being said, it was definitely a little bit easy. I'm saying that as someone who
could not do it. I did the very first stage in mission mode, and then I got to the second one where you had to do a 5-key mission. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't. Like, I always sucked at spread, which is the 2 buttons across on Stepmania,
which
or
is
like
literally this entire game. Like it actually makes me want to go back and try or not ITG, Stepmania on spread mode.
Yeah, which I always sucked at. I could never do it. So the fact that I was able to improve so much at it in this format is actually surprising to me. But anything more than 4, I just can't do.
Yeah, well, I will admit that this game does not hold your hand. I feel like that kind of makes sense though. For a $50 rhythm game, there aren't that many casuals that are just gonna buy DJMax Respect 5.
This game is not very newbie friendly.
No, it's actually one of the least friendly newbie rhythm games I've ever played. Like, in fact, I really don't think it expects anyone to buy this game that isn't already relatively familiar with any other rhythm game. Like, it really has a very, very harsh initial learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, like, because I've played a lot of rhythm games, once I got used to the format,
we were able to
improved
enjoy it
quickly.
very much so. Yeah. I was able to enjoy it actually extensively, mostly just because the music was pretty varied. It all starts off as like Asian R&B, like most music games. Like, is it weird that most music games actually start out like that? Like all the easy songs are like Korean
like
or
jazzy.
Japanese, like R&B and stuff like that. But then once you start getting into like the higher difficulties, like some of the music is so fucking good, man.
I'm actually going to disagree. I have this written down as a point here. I think that where this game actually does not shine versus like Bimani or like I don't know, like any other like custom rhythm games modes, is that it doesn't really have that great of a music selection. I thought most of the songs were mediocre, and like yes, there were a few songs that I already knew from other games that I was hyped to play. Like a lot of the SD stuff, like Sin, I think by SD is one of my favorite songs, but I just wasn't really feeling the music. In fact, like I was even looking through like the DLC in this game because there's like every single rhythm game. Like if you look in like Rock Band or like any of these.
This game is almost predatory in their DLC. Like that's a point I wanted to make. Like there's like $410 worth of DLC. It's $25 to get 20 songs. Like that's insane to me.
It's insane, but at the same time, like it's normal pricing. Like Rock Band, it was like $1 for like a song, right?
Yeah, but it's like in today's day and age, it's like And there's another thing. So there's like 98 unlock songs. Like we were only able to play like maybe like a third of the set list for this game. Or you just pay $10 to unlock it and circumvent the 30-hour grind. I think that's predatory because you're just going to want to play them after playing for like 4 hours. I know I did, and I wanted to buy that $10 DLC so I can play the other songs because I don't know about you. I played through almost the entire set list, and it got to the point where you're supposed to, how you unlock songs is every time you level up, you unlock a new song. You get to a point where you just have to play the same songs over and grind them just to level up, which isn't very fun, to be honest.
So I mean, like, I was playing the mission mode, and I actually really enjoyed the mission mode. So I feel like I would be able to level up and unlock songs that way without actually being in a situation where I felt the need to buy it.
I just couldn't do 5 and 6 keys, so it's like I couldn't do those missions.
Well, you gotta learn. I mean, like the game almost has like too many modes to a fault because like there's not only 4, 5, 6, and 8 key, but there's also like air mode and like some random ass. Like I have literally no idea what these are, and I'm not willing to learn.
Air mode is basically like what happens is you and like hundreds of other people, you're all playing the same song at the same time, and at any point you can stop playing and start chatting and see what other people are saying about the song, and it doesn't count towards any score, any leveling up or anything, and there's really no point to it. And I thought it was really fucking dumb.
Yeah, I feel like they could have probably trimmed the fat with a lot of this game, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But no, like the mission mode was cool because like it. Have you ever played like the Pump It Up mission mode?
Oh yeah, like some of those are fucking impossible.
Yeah, like
it did sort of the same thing though with like some of the different mods, some of like the different like fields going back and forth and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. So like I was gonna say like it was definitely varied gameplay. Like there were some modes that were like bullshit, but I was able to first try most of them. That being said, like they were varied enough that like I found it entertaining, and I kept doing it, which is more than like most most rhythm game campaigns are kind of lame.
I genuinely wanted to. I did all like the 4-key ones. It just it's very hard for me to play a game that's like you have to like literally sit there and practice. Like, okay, let's start with like A B C D E F G.
You're a rhythm gamer.
Like I know. I was never ever good at spread. Like fucking awful at it. I feel like if I had like a 5-key controller or like an 8-key controller, I'd like an actual Beatmania setup, I think I would actually like it significantly more. But I would never be able to do that in my apartment because it would be sounding like a helicopter coming from my apartment at all times.
The funny thing is, like, one of the points I have, it's not even that funny. The thing that I have on this game versus like 2DX is like, this is actually accessible. If you want to get into 2DX, you either have to go to like a arcade where it's like $2 per round because those machines are like $15,000, or you have to like illegally download the game on some like tracker website.
A PS2, and then like get like a $250 controller or like all this shit.
Like this is like 90% of the 2DX experience with like one very, very easy barrier to entry. But like, yeah, even with that, like I'm kind of spoiled. Like I feel like there is a very specific window of your life where you're willing to learn a rhythm game, and once you're like good at a rhythm game and you like know you're good at that rhythm game, it's very hard to get into new rhythm games because it's like, I'm good at rhythm games, I don't have to learn. And then you just like try the hardest shit and you just get like C's on it because you could like kind of comprehend what's going on. And it's like, I'm not willing to actually learn. I mean, like, this game is pretty forgiving, though. You mentioned like 2DX like having a much worse timing window, and while I agree, I didn't think the timing window in this was very like I was not getting that many hundreds on a lot of the harder things.
I never 100 anything. I got mostly 90 plus on some of the stuff I played.
I meant like 100 on like each individual note. Like I felt like some of the stuff was like a little off sync.
I got most of that kind of thing. I didn't have a problem with that.
But the life bar also is just really, it's like very, very difficult to recover once you're down in this game, which I thought was pretty
definitely.
But honestly, like more than anything, I was just happy to play a competent rhythm game. Like I kind of thought that like the genre was dead after Fuser made me lose so much confidence in the rhythm game genre that I thought they could like really never recover. But this like shows what a AAA dev team, like if they really want to make a legitimate rhythm game, can do. Because I was surprised how much I enjoyed this. I picked this game.
I actually really had a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, like I was really like we always talk about like going back and playing these games after the podcast, but I think that the issue with a lot of these games is is that like they're story-driven games, or like they have like a sense of progression where it's very difficult to get back into it once you start or once you
This
stop.
is something you can just pick up and play for like a half hour and then put down.
Not even
like,
5
anytime.
minutes. 5 minutes is all you need. And it's like,
Well, it's
one
like
of
right
those
before the podcast I did that. I played like 2 songs and then it's like, all right, let's podcast.
Yeah, and I feel like there is an issue with this game in that when you're trying to get into the stuff, there's that like AAA bloat. When you're playing a game like Step Mania, you press enter, bam, you're in a song. This has like all these transition effects, and it's like,
yeah, it's like,
right.
It's like, I don't want to have to wait for like this, 8-second animation to go through every time I want to start a mode.
Yeah, but
one thing I did.
But it's still definitely better than a game like really any of these like story-driven games that we've played, where it's like you could literally just play as soon as like within like a minute of like starting up the game, you're in a song and like you're having fun, and then like after that song you could just quit. And I feel like that's what really I need in a video game to like continue to play it after this podcast.
Absolutely.
Otherwise I'm in a situation where it's like I'm not motivated enough to continue. Like there's like something I like to call like, I call it like the Peggle test, and like it's similar but different in that like
I love Peggle. You're never gonna play it for more than 5 minutes.
there's that, but like there's also like the mindset where like you could literally be in any state of mind and play Peggle. Like you could be like drunk, high, and on crack, and just like playing Peggle, like zoned out, like just playing it with like one finger in your while you're like literally unable to think.
That's actually an interesting point with this game, because it's like I never really sat down to play this game. It'd be like, all right, I got done playing Final Fantasy for a little bit. Let me just it's like 2 a.m, dude. I want to play some DJMax Respect for like 20-30 minutes and get something to eat and then play something else. And then
Yeah, like you don't really have to be like you don't even have to be in a mood. You could just like be in a blank stare, just like letting your brain autopilot while you play some DJMax. And I like that in video games. I could see myself definitely coming back to this.
So there's another point I want to make up. I feel like they have weird difficulty distribution. Like maybe it's just because of skill sets, but there were like 7s that were like way too easy, and then like 9s that were easy, and then there'd be like 7s that are like, holy shit, this is like significantly harder. Or like there'd be like that 12 that we'd play, Pop Stars, was like easier than some of like the 9s or 10s that I like couldn't do. Like
I feel like every single rhythm game like is extremely inconsistent in the ratings now, especially like because of the scope. Like you have full difficulties and you also have like a billion songs to choose from at the start. It's like they know that like the people who are actually going to continue to play this game, like they're gonna like stop with like the easier stuff like within like 2 hours of actually playing it. So like 90% of the easy ratings are completely inaccurate, and like you should really only care after like 10 plus or however many stars some of the harder things are.
I personally liked the 7 to 9 range. That's where I was finding myself having like a lot of fun.
Well, I got a little too good for the 7 to 9s. I'm like a 12 plus kind of guy. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm such a good.
Well, like for like
rhythm
trying to
game
get like
player.
95 and stuff, you have to admit Pop Stars is like a super fucking fun chart though.
Yeah, but that's like one of the, like I feel like I full comboed so many songs and still got Bs. Like I don't really understand the rating
It's
system.
because it's because of accuracy.
True, which I mean,
And
who
so-
cares about
and-
accuracy in a rhythm game? Come on.
So, but like that song is so on point with like the like the fucking rhythms and stuff that I feel like you can really stay on beat pretty well.
You know what we didn't talk about? The fucking shift key. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
I didn't
The
like
shift
it.
key was
So
my
basically,
least
the
favorite
way that
part.
this game works is that all the notes are in a line, whether you do 4, 5, 6, or 8 key, except randomly there'll be like incoming shift, and then you press the shift key, and it's like it's so
it's just
out
like
of the
it's
way.
just like you're just like tap like, shift. And it's like my pinkies.
Yeah, you either have to use your pinky or you have to like use your finger and then lose place on the keyboard. So I don't know. Lose the shift and we're going somewhere. In fact, actually,
So
I want to know.
I've been
like,
wanting to try this on. I want to try this on controller. To be honest, I see a lot of people that we know play this game, and they almost all exclusively play on controller. So
this
I think
game
I'm going to try
was
that
for
this week.
PS5 too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So or not PS4. I don't think there's any games for the PS5 yet. But so you're telling me that this would not be a good Steam Deck game?
Probably not.
Probably not. Probably not. Okay, I do want to concede one point that I didn't talk about the Steam Deck last week, and that something that we didn't discuss, even though we somehow talked about the Steam Deck for like over 15 minutes, is that the big plus is that even though the system is $400+, you won't have to buy all these games again. You're just gonna have them on the system.
Yes.
Which like
that's actually a really good point.
that like wins me over to like almost wanting to buy it, because like when you buy a system, you're expecting to spend at least the amount that you spent on the system on games itself.
You have all the all the games. Already.
I have 70 games or something that I have never played. So
or like, let's say you play, like, you start some game on there, then you switch to your PC, you play it
I'm
there.
not exactly sure if the system is going to have cross-platform like saving. I think that would be game dependent.
Doesn't Steam already have that though?
Like, they have something like that. I don't think it's perfect.
So like, let's say if I uninstall Death Stranding, is like my game permanently deleted?
No, but the thing is, like, if you install Death Stranding on 2 PCs, I don't think that if you like get somewhere on one PC, it's going to be at the same location on the other PC.
I'm actually curious about that.
I think it's game dependent. I think that's like a software issue more than like a Steam issue. Well, I guess Steam is also software.
I imagine most, like, a lot of indie games and stuff might have that thing. So
no, but speaking of the Steam Deck, like oh Jesus Christ.
Sorry, sneezy boy.
Speaking of the Steam Deck, we almost couldn't buy this game because like I was literally just, like, trying to buy this game for both of us during like the actual Steam Deck sale. Apparently, like, it was like the only time I've ever seen Steam actually like lose the ability to buy games. Like, they were being extremely shoddy during Steam Deck pre-orders. So be lucky you actually got to play DJMax Respect 5.
I'm actually quite thankful. Like, this was definitely a game. Like, after I was like literally in the middle of playing Final Fantasy, I was like, you know what? I actually want to play some DJMax Respect right now. Like, and I wasn't playing for like 2 hours or anything like that, but just like to pick it up for a half hour and like fuck around and have some fun. Like, this is a very fun game. Like,
this is definitely a fuck around type game. Even though it's a hardcore rhythm game that most people wouldn't be able to get into, this is a fuck around game.
I feel like we're very specific in our ability to say that, though. I feel like anyone else would be like, holy shit,
they'd be sweating.
Like the most hardcore of the hardcore. That being said, there are a couple negatives to this. One was like all the DLC, like you pay $10 to unlock all these songs. Apparently there's an extremely invasive anti-cheat called Zyncode 3, which
is it like in my registry right now, like eating away at my other programs?
It basically goes right into it and reads and sends all information for all programs running into your computer and sends it to them no matter what it is. It's like the most invasive thing in the fucking universe. It's like MMO level invasive, and it's like one of the number one things that, like, if you read any of the negative reviews, it's all people saying that's a huge fucking problem. Like, it is literally scanning your PC the entire time you're playing.
I mean, like, I did see that there was online. I assume you could like face people in real time, and that's probably why. But like, honestly,
you cannot play this game offline. Like, if you do not have an internet connection, you cannot play this game at all whatsoever.
That's terrible. But like, I actually, like, on that topic, that probably explains why this game is a fucking resource hog. Holy shit, I have nice specs, and like this game, I'm playing it on the nicest settings.
It's because of the Zyncode 3. Did you ever see like frame rate drops like in the song? Like, I feel like sometimes it got like pretty choppy.
So there was like this egregious example where like this specific background music video, like for this one song, was absolutely killing the frame rate. I'm like, this is not worth it if I can't actually play this game on rhythm. So yeah, there's pros and cons, but like I definitely, like, when I like buy a rhythm game for $50, I kind of don't, especially one that doesn't come with peripherals. Like if you're buying Guitar Hero, that's one thing, but like, I was very surprised how much I enjoyed this game. I just picked it on a whim because I knew some rhythm game friends that enjoyed it. But yeah,
it's a well-made game. Like, everything about it looks good. It feels good. I didn't have any like syncing issues or like off-sync issues, so I don't know. I liked it.
I didn't either, but I'm not the one to talk about that because I'm like the worst rhythm and a rhythm gamer. That's how I am.
Maybe I'm just not noticing it, but I would give this probably a 9 out of 10, to be honest.
I just hardcore recommend. Like, this is recommend to the target audience, but like this would be the worst choice for first rhythm game in like anyone's life. Like, it'd be like, impossible to play even like the beginning mission mode. It's like straight up like a setting.
Pretty hard.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, actually, speaking of specs, you got a new SSD. How did that work?
Yes. Oh my God. It was actually crazy. So it was like 11 p.m. and we're talking about SSDs. I'm just like, I need an SSD. So I look at prices and it was like $89.99 for a terabyte SSD, like sent to my fucking door. And it was literally there. We ordered at 11 p.m. It was at my house by 7 a.m. like the next day.
That's
like,
scary.
I had it installed on my computer, literally copied over all my files in 20 minutes, and I was on it. It's hanging outside of my computer because I don't have screws to mount it.
So like if I like come over, I just like punch it. It's all gone.
Yeah, that'd be fucking awful.
I guess
if
I would punch
wiped-
anything in your computer, but
Yeah, I mean, please don't punch my electronics.
I want to. I mean, like I have to like stick it to Bezos. He's too quick with his SSD delivery. I mean, like I will say this is great because now that you have space, you could reinstall Lord of the Rings online, and we could play
I did.
again.
I have installed.
Yes.
I know how much you want to play.
Yeah,
I asked you like multiple times, like, "Hey, let's play." And you're like, I can't.
I'm in a weird transition period in my life where I'm like doing bullshit that makes me not able to play Lord of the Rings online. Like trying to get better at my job.
I think it's like you're in a position right now where you can actually do stuff with people, so I'm sure that's fun.
Yeah, soon to be Dana. I'm going. So I guess this is an announcement here. There will not be a podcast for 1 week again because we're slackers. No, I'm going to be in Chicago. And I'm going to film a video of me assaulting Dana and upload it to the main YouTube.
I'm super excited.
He's super excited. It's going to be a sucker punch to the chin.
Can we get food at some point?
Yeah, and then while you're eating the food, I'm going to sucker punch you.
I'm
Put the
very
footage
excited.
online.
I want there to be blood. I want to be like on the floor, like reeling in pain.
What, like a blood sausage?
No, I want you to like hurt me so bad that there's blood.
I'm scared. I'm scared of my own thoughts here. All right, so what else is there this week?
Have you actually looked into like the Blizzard stuff more in depth?
I mean, I've looked at a couple Reddit threads.
So you basically know everything about
exactly.
it.
Oh my god, I feel so gross. Like that's the best way. Like, you know that like meme where it's like blanks. Yeah, Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. It's like a children's book, and then like people are like memeing about it. Blizzard has not had a good year. Let's just say that.
No,
Let's just say like every single like there has been no positive press for Blizzard in like the past like year,
No,
except
I mean
maybe Diablo 2 remastered announcement, and even then
I mean,
I'm like
it's
skeptical
just
about it.
The newest thing that came to light was that the state of California has had a 2-year investigation within their organization, and they found like insane accusations of sexual harassment towards female employees. I'm not sure if you read some of the stuff I sent you. Like,
just
did you
like people getting their nudes sent around the company, and then it's being so bad that they kill themselves. Like that's not good.
Yeah, like people like and these are like people that are named by who have stepped down from the company, who have been fired from the
The guy that
company.
begins with an A, I forgot his last name.
Afasiabi.
Yeah, that he like randomly for like no reason apparently just like left the company late last year, right? And everyone's like, "What the hell?" And then it's like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." He's
It makes sense
multiple
because
sexual assault allegations, or sexual harassment, not assault, but
yeah, they called his office the Cosby Suite because he was so quote unquote rapey during
technically they
work
called
hours,
it the
stuff like that.
Crosby Suite in the
Yeah, you know what they meant. You know what they
misspelled
meant.
it, but I don't want to be sued by Blizzard themselves. You know.
To be fair, I'm not surprised. I'm more pissed off because after the whole Blitzchung thing, then this happens. It just seems like unbelievable that Blizzard is what they are now. It just feels like they're a shell of their former self.
I guess I'm not even like surprised in that like I think that like you get one with the other because like it was obvious that like before this came to light there were toxic work environment issues at Blizzard. So it
absolutely
like this is eye-opening, and I think I'm not gonna say it's a death knell for the company, but like it's just like it's really hard to be a Blizzard fan right now, legitimately. Like I know there's a lot of people who
really
like
is.
make their like the thing is I'm gonna sound like so shitty. I played Battlegrounds today because I think the game is so fun that like my brain, like the impulse is that like, oh, I just need to play. But like while I was playing it, I'm like, why am I playing this? I feel dirty, and like that's not a good sign when you have someone who's not a casual thinking about the company while they play the game in a negative light.
It's hard for some people, like especially people who've been playing WoW. And let me tell you, like there are NPCs in this game. Like, there are hundreds of NPCs in this game that are named directly after some of the people accused in this document. People are calling to have them removed and stuff like that. But it's like this game is like someone's life. Like,
Yeah,
this
no,
is
like
a lot of
it's,
people's
it's,
life. Like,
it's
you
not
know,
even just like, oh, I love the game. Like some people, literally, their career is based off this. Like there's a lot of
not even
streamers-
career. It's just like me. Like I love WoW. I love everything about that WoW. Like I'm not playing it right now because I'm not having fun with it. But like this just makes me feel fucking awful because I've put, you know, my character has like, what's it, 1,800 days played. Like do that in years. Like that's insane.
Yeah.
And there are so many people in the same position who just feel like they're losing a part of themselves like as more time goes on because Blizzard is just going farther and farther away than from what they used to be.
Like, I mean, there's I don't want to discount the people who like literally like there's Hearthstone streamers, there's WoW streamers that like they literally can't stop playing. They're just gonna feel icky until they literally don't have a career because people don't want to watch WoW. But like even besides that, like we were literally talking about like, oh, even though WoW is not that great of a game, I still want to go to BlizzCon. And while I think BlizzCon is a very enjoyable convention, like it puts such a sour
puts a
taste in my
damper.
mouth. It's like, oh, okay, I don't want to support this. So
well, what's even pisses me off the most is, did you see their response?
I didn't. I saw.
So Blizzard actually responded like in the legal way, saying like, "Oh, this is all false.
Oh
this
no,
is
I
this.
saw that. I thought there was like a more like official like someone made a video or something. Because I remember like, do you remember like after the Hong Kong drama, like at BlizzCon, the WoW developer, not the guy who was literally in the Epstein files that was Bob or whatever his name is, the guy that actually is a little bit more close to the community, like came out and said like, look, we know this looks bad, we're sorry, we'll change. Obviously they didn't change, but like that was an actual statement. This was just like an illegal. He's like, this is wrong, we disagree that this employee literally took their life because of terrible sexual harassment allegations. Like you can't argue that
so
happened.
I mean, like this is a pervasive issue throughout the entire industry. Like the gamer bro thing is definitely a problem. Like if you spent any time in any gaming space with predominantly men or boys, whatever, you see this shit all the time.
It's not even just gaming spaces. Like I've been in tech classes. I majored in STEM, and I've been in many classes
it's
that
like
would
STEM.
be primarily men. Like
it's that's all like this, and it's. I've actually never seen it this bad. Is what's so surprising. I
haven't seen this bad in like action, but I've seen it like theoretically able to get this bad because like there's a reason why incels are a thing. Incels generally don't have social contact, especially contact with the opposite sex, and that's like pervasive in STEM. Just one, due to the gender imbalance, and two, due to the fact that like people in STEM, people who are into technology, like it's not just a stereotype. Like people who are more antisocial are attracted to fields that require less computer or less human interaction.
Less interaction.
So it's kind of like it feeds on itself, and it's also an environment that like breeds these type of people. So I've seen it like I've seen people talk to one another in a public setting in a manner that would make women extremely uncomfortable. So I'm not surprised if left unchecked, it could get to this point.
Exactly, especially they start thinking, oh, you're just one of the boys, you know, that type of thing, because that's like something I've experienced in my own circles of gaming, where it's like, oh, the girls are with us, oh, you're just one of the boys, it's fine, and it's just like, well, ends up later, you know, it's not 100% fine. You should probably, you know, try to be a little bit more reasonable towards the opposite sex. It's just such a shame, man. Like I love Blizzard heart and soul. I really do. I love their games. I grew up with them, and just seeing what's happening with them, seeing what's happening with the company, it's genuinely heartbreaking. Call it, make fun of me, whatever. This is genuinely heartbreaking, and it sucks to see. And it's getting harder and harder to support Blizzard as time goes on. And you see on Twitter.
You can't really support Blizzard in this moment. You could just be like, yeah, I like their games in the past, but like you cannot excuse this. You can't really be a supporter.
No, you can't. You can't at all. You really can't, and stuff like that. But like I said, I feel for the people that are still playing the game, because like this is more than like playing World of Warcraft is a way of life at this point. It's like you really can't take that away. One person said it is that the people own Azeroth, and Blizzard just, I guess, runs it or whatever.
Yeah, you could love living in Uzbekistan and then recognize that the Uzbekistani government is ripe with human rights abuses. Okay, there's my analogy. I could have said China. I could have said any other country, but I had to go
I
with
like
Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan.
I will say though, I don't think that this is the last that we're gonna see. Like Blizzard.
No, there was even another article today that that even made it.
I didn't even mean with Blizzard. Oh shit, I didn't realize that it was. I only saw the initial report. I'm saying like Blizzard is one company, but it's not necessarily a Blizzard problem. I think that this is a toxic mentality that is pervasive in the gaming space. And obviously, we've had conversations regarding this. Like Gamergate had some legitimate qualms about games journalism, but obviously, like it's 90% just like misogynistic incels like trying to like go against the SJW crowd. Like there is a very large, and I'm not gonna say like large as in like it's the majority, but like there's a large subsection of the gaming community that is so toxic, especially towards women. I highly doubt that this is the only company in the gaming space that has this problem. We even saw like with Twitch, like there was a massive like issue of like sexual harassment. Like the partner manager had like multiple claims of sexual harassment against him, and eventually he stepped down with no statement by Twitch. Like I wouldn't be surprised if like a lot of these companies have issues with this.
This probably isn't just gaming. This is probably just like companies in general.
Yeah, okay. Well, there's a reason why the Me Too industry, or not the Me Too movement was like so pervasive, because like, yeah, life sucks. That's how it is.
On the topic of shitting all over Blizzard, there was another article that came out today about they had their Warcraft 3 Reforged came out, and it was a critical failure. Basically, Blizzard didn't really run it. They outsourced it to another company. Terrible animation issues, like all like frame rate drops, all this other horrible shit. And turns out when they were pre-releasing it, like they were doing the pre-sales with a date in mind, they had no intention when they were receiving money from people to release it on that date. They already pre-knew, telling people the date it was coming out, that they were going to extend it because the game would not have been done at that point.
Yeah, that's really shitty. That doesn't sound like the Blizzard from like 10 years ago, like even 15 years. I don't know how long ago, but like that sounds like a shady practice, and the company is a shell of its former self, and that sucks because they have such a good foundation that they're just hacking away at it with hacks.
What basically, I read another thing on Twitter from Grooms. He's an ex-Blizzard employee from like way back in the day, one of the old school guys. The best way he put it is that Blizzard kicked out all their innovators, and all the innovators left the company because that's what they used to do. They used to be people who innovated, and then once they got bigger and it got more about money and metrics and things like that, they lost sight of what made them Blizzard.
Yeah, I would like it. It's really hammering the point home that like we have not had a positive conversation about Blizzard. Like it's almost like clockwork. Like it's almost like at a certain point it gets tired, but we can't stop saying how shitty Blizzard is. It just gets worse.
Well, it's like we can't
ignore the news. It's just like it's just the same thing every single time, and it's just so sad.
Well, but like you know me, like I'm a huge MMO guy. Like MMO is everything. We should have like a section of the show like Dana's MMO rant. Like fucking, I could bring it up every
MMO rant.
Like I could bring it up in every single episode because it's so pervasive, and it's just this just goes to show how much these games like bleed into our everyday lives, and how much these games have affected us over the years, and how we feel now. That's why people are so passionate about it. People are so upset because we feel so a part of the Blizzard universe, and how like you said it yourself, you're like, holy shit, I love Battlegrounds, it's so fun, but even you felt like sick playing it, and you're just like, fuck, this sucks, right?
I'm pretty much of the camp that you should never really be thinking about the developer while you're playing a game. Like I think
like that's insane to me.
Obviously, if you have like goodwill, like there are certain developers, like hypothetically, if you're playing a Kojima game, you're gonna be like, oh shit, Kojima, that shit's gonna be dope, or it's gonna at least be like interesting, because obviously Death Stranding was polarizing. But like I feel like it's really dangerous to even breed a positive relationship as a developer, because like you don't want that you just want to make a product, and you want people to consume the product, and they want them to enjoy the product. I feel like when you have a personal positive or negative relationship with a developer, like that could only go wrong, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, because I mean, it becomes, I imagine, pretty taxing on the individual as well, like the dev. Because it's like, if the game is bad, they hate you and they shit all over you, send you death threats. If it's good, then, you know,
if you're a game developer, then you just get death threats constantly, no matter what. I don't think there's really an option. Gamers
well,
suck.
just like, well, meaning like, well, it's like you can't win, because it's like, let's say you want to make a good game, but then like the higher ups say like, oh no, you have to do this, and then like people shit all over you because of it. You know, it's like, why would you ever want to be in that industry or stay with a company that's like that? You know,
to talk about anything more positive than just this subject, because oh my god, I feel like honestly, like so much has been said about this, and we can't add anything that hasn't
No,
been said.
I, it's just something. It's not necessarily something to add on. It's just something I like talking about because I'm super passionate about this kind of stuff. I'm passionate about MMOs in general.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Let's talk about the actual like new MMO experience, New World. Did you watch any of New World on Twitch?
So I watched like when Asmongold did it like way like months ago. I think in like February or something like that. They did like the pre-alpha or something like that. It looked pretty cool. It looks like it's a game that's centered like mostly around like crafting and stuff like that. Like it has a thoroughly robust crafting system, which seems pretty interesting to me. I didn't look too much further into it. I just know that it was literally breaking fucking records for how many people were watching it.
Yeah, I didn't even know that like the game was being released into its closed beta state like until I saw on Twitch randomly that there were like over 1 million people watching New World or something insane.
Yep.
And I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this is even out. I thought it was like actually out. I didn't think that it was just a closed beta.
Yeah. It's just a beta.
Based on those numbers. But
that's the power of people like Asmongold and stuff like that. Like, you know, these devs and game companies years ago said, oh, Twitch and YouTube, all these streams, it's a waste of money to put into. It's like you can put in a fraction of the amount of money to get one of these guys to play your game, and the marketing that comes on will blow out any other marketing of playing you'll ever have.
True. The thing is, like, at least watching a new, I don't think I could watch an MMO I've never played on Twitch. That's the thing. Like, I feel like
it's hard because you want to experience it yourself, right?
It's not only that; it's just like there's so many intricacies with an MMO that I'm like, I literally don't know what's going on, and like I can't even tell what's going on after watching for like an hour because I won't be able to learn. So
it's just so funny with all this Blizzard shit, like how many other games are just like flying off the scale in popularity.
I mean, what I think is really funny is the fact that apparently, like, speaking of flying, some graphics cards are frying. Sick rhyme. Sick
terrible.
Rhyme. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Apparently, New World is frying people's 3080s, which is like I guess the newest iteration of EVGA graphics cards. There's like a glitch where it's kind of both on the game and the graphics card, and that the graphics card give the ability to do this because it would allow many softwares or many pieces of software to fry the graphics card. But it allows for like unlimited resource consumption by the software, and then because I guess the software
I was gonna say this sounds like more of a hardware issue than software, if anything.
I say it's about 90% EVGA, the hardware manufacturer, and like 10% New Worlds. Because like
that's reasonable.
If you are the software and like you're gonna want to take all the resources you could get, but pretty much no other programs, at least in the gaming space, require the resources that New Worlds do. And so in the closed beta, people are literally seeing their thousands of dollar graphics cards fry up because the game requires so many resources. I think if the game requires that many resources outright, then the game is not going to
theoretically, these cards should be able to run at 100%, 70 degrees for extended period of times with zero issues. That's how they should work. So to see it happening, like, just playing some fucking new MMO is super scary to me. They need to do some work on these chips. Like I don't know. I haven't looked into like the intricacies of like the actual issues of this, but this just doesn't sound right to me.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm just happy that I literally, like, first of all, I'm salty. I bought a 2080 Ti, which was like immediately eclipsed by the 3080. So like I'm salty, and I don't want to buy another graphics card, even though like
don't be salty because your card is so future proof. It's actually insane. Like I have a 1080 Ti, and even mine's future proof for like the next like forever.
Yeah, but like there's also the fact that like I literally can't even buy a graphics card if I wanted to. I mean, I think it's now calmed down because crypto is like I'm not checking my crypto. I don't want to just cry.
Never.
But I think it's a little easier to get a graphics card because no one has any money anymore to buy graphics cards, so the demand has gone down. But
it's still a problem.
Yeah, it's still a problem. What I'm trying to say is, imagine buying the new graphics card and like you can't even get another one without scalpers, and then like it's like, oh, I guess this is fried. I guess I fried this playing the new game.
Fucked. Well, imagine like you saving like all your money to get this video card, and it's like you're just fucked. I wonder if the company. I wonder if
they reimburse. They reimburse. I actually do know that. So
okay, that's good. That's good then.
I'm just like just
no harm, no foul.
The day though, the day where it's like I don't know how long it takes to get a new graphics card when you like fry yours from the company. It probably takes multiple weeks at that point. But just like, yep, you know what? Is life as it stands, worth it without my graphics card. Who knows? That's what I would be thinking in that moment as I see smoke
I would be
coming from my tower.
I would be so upset, like so upset, man. Like holy shit, like I don't know. I would be very pissed. That's all I can say.
I'll just say I might need a replacement on my whole PC after I chuck it out the window.
Pretty much.
The thing is about New Worlds, and I know that this game was breaking records, but what I really want to say is that
it's not just New World though. It's basically everything that's not World of Warcraft. Final Fantasy is doing like similar numbers.
I think it's really just MMOs are popular, and like WoW is just not able to grasp the reins. But what I'm trying to say about New Worlds is that I don't like. It's not even the game is whatever. I don't care. There's just something about Amazon Game Studios, and I know that I said I shouldn't have a personal relationship with the developer, but there's something about Amazon Game Studios that is making me just not want to play the game. I don't want to play the game made by Amazon. There's just something about the underdog. I don't.
My mentality on it is if they can put enough resources into it. Like, they have the money. They have all the resources to pay for, like, the best developers in the world to make a fantastic game. If it ends up being a good game, that's all I give a fuck about.
I understand that's what it should be, but
Because, I mean, you can't make a moral fucking decision with every single company in the world. So if you're boycotting Blizzard, then why aren't you boycotting Nike? Like, your hat was probably...
I'm not boycotting Nike. It just, like, when I think... Like, it's not even that,
like your hat was probably made in a sweatshop. That shirt, that was probably made, like, in a horrible place. Like,
I understand that, like, my entire, like, joyous life is based off, like, the backs of like, terrible... life conditions, but I'm like half talking about the fact that Amazon as a company sucks, but like the other half is like when I think of like Amazon, I think of like the fucking like Fire Phone, like just like shitty tech.
You're shitting all over Amazon. Go look at your Amazon history and how much have you spent in the past year.
I've never bought a product from Amazon.
My ass, you haven't.
I've never in my life bought a product from Amazon.
That's a lie.
It's just straight up a lie. Like it's not defensible. I bought something like yesterday. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's like that meme. It's like, oh, you're partake in capitalism. How curious. It's like, yeah, you can still use something, but still make fun of it.
But like, yeah,
and criticize it.
Part of it is that like Amazon, like as a company, sucks. But like, it's like Amazon. Amazon's not cool. That's what I'm trying to say. Like. Amazon is not cool.
Amazon's not cool.
Like, you think of, like, Google Games, that's cool.
No, it's not.
You think of, like, Microsoft,
sounds like
Xbox.
Shit.
Google, okay, I mean, I guess Google made Stadia, so they're maybe not that cool. But when I think of Amazon, I don't think of cool. I don't think of, like, Jeff Bezos with, like, a gaming controller. He's like, I'm gaining so much XP.
Yeah, what Jeff Bezos like? Yeah, I'm a gamer. Like,
he's like in like a DX racer with like the Catgirl headphones. Actually, that was totally a thing. I forgot we tweeted about that with the Jeff Bezos e-girl gamer. I guess you haven't seen the Twitter in a bit because you're banned, but I've taken the reins, and there's been a full-on investigation into why Jeff Bezos has been trying to hide his past as a Catgirl. You don't.
Wait, what?
Jeff Bezos.
See, I can't even like participate in this conversation because I'm fucking banned from Twitter. I'm so upset.
Well, you don't have to be banned from Twitter to really understand where I'm coming from. So if you search Jeff Bezos Catgirl Jeff Bezos, this doesn't come up. Like, there are no images of Jeff Bezos as a Catgirl. And you might think, hey, maybe he's never been a Catgirl in the past. But Jeff Bezos, probably arguably the most famous man alive, the richest man alive, no question there. You would think that someone would Photoshop Jeff Bezos into a Catgirl. However, there is not a single photo, Photoshopped or none.
Tweet one.
There aren't any. I would have to make one myself, and I'm not going to do that.
Make one and then tweet it. You're going to have the fucking Illuminati at your house.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you haven't let me finish this conversation.
Spetsnaz.
So there is a reason why there is no Catgirl Jeff Bezos. And I don't know the exact reason, but I do know that he is too rich, too famous, too powerful for someone to have not made a Catgirl Jeff Bezos. People in power, like there's probably search Catgirl Obama.
Because Obama's cool. He's a man of the people.
Okay, let's not be partisan here. Search Catgirl Trump as well. There are probably multiple images of both Obama, Trump, Biden, any president from Carter to now. You found Catgirl Obama?
Yeah. Okay. This is really good.
Yeah,
I'm making this my Discord profile picture.
I wish we could have a laugh, have a chuckle at the Catgirl Bezos image, but we can't because that's literally the exact headphones that I was thinking of. That is Catgirl Obama. That is a great image. Yeah, like we're having a chuckle about this like Obama Catgirl thing. I wish we could have a chuckle about Bezos, but there's obviously a problem. Like you were able to easily find Catgirl Obama. However, you scroll through pages of images with Catgirl Bezos. You can't find anything. That leads me to believe that this is not something that was done unintentionally. There have been multiple images of Catgirl Bezos, but they have been suppressed either by Bezos himself or people in power who do not want Catgirl Jeff Bezos to come to light.
I mean, to be fair, I imagine like many types of memes. There's probably like a list that's like automatically like deleted from the internet.
Yeah, but why would Amazon care? Or sorry, why would Google care what Amazon CEO looks like on Google?
Dude, this is like actually scary. Like the fact that there's literally no pictures of that. Like that's like you can't be like. What if you're like literally the first person to ever think about this?
I am not the first person to think of Catgirl Bezos. He has a very bald, sculptable head. People could do whatever they want on that head.
Tweet it out. Tweet it out right now. Make a picture.
I'm not gonna die, okay? I already tweeted about this conspiracy, but like it's one thing to acknowledge that there's no Catgirl Bezos, and there's another thing to create Catgirl Bezos, because once that's out of the bag...
Cat's out of the bag?
Yeah, the cat's out of the bag. Exactly. And then
Cat's
I'm in
Bezos.
a bag, dead in a ditch, with 2 shots in the back of the head, suicided.
Like, how insane of a world would that be? If it's like you tweet out a picture of like Catgirl Jeff Bezos and like your fucking family and everyone you've ever known is murdered over it.
I make a tweet. It's like the image of Catgirl Bezos and like the text is "I am not suicidal." Like,
I am not suicidal. I would never do such a thing.
Yeah, and then 3 days later, fell down the stairs.
Like Guantanamo.
Yeah, I mean that's a common theme for this show. Oh no,
that might be one of my favorite conversations we've ever had. What were we talking about? MMOs? Oh yeah, Final Fantasy 14 is awesome, and the dev team is super fucking cool. At the end, they have like a list of tenets that's like it's all about the gamers, like never sacrifice game quality to get something out.
Big deal though. Like I have a pile of Tenet DVDs, and I'm not bragging about it. This is the first time I've even mentioned it.
Let's talk about something that's not
Are
MMOs.
You a badger? Do the badger face again. Are you gonna nibble on some logs? That's a beaver. Actually, no. I have to do this. I have to show you this.
Is it your penis?
I wish. I don't have one of those anymore. That's it. That's the end of that conversation. I wish. So you see this image?
Unfortunately, yes.
This image is so high def. Why is it so high def?
Yeah, you're showing me like the pixels in it are like unbelievable.
It's such a high def. Like I'm linking you this image. This image is
it's
unbelievably high def. Why?
Do you have any idea how much? Do you have any idea how much money these guys make?
I know, but like, why is Jeff Dunham in such glorious HD?
Because he's rich.
Insane. This is because he's rich. Even if I was rich, I wouldn't want this in HD.
Dude, he's like, there's like too many pixels.
Are you looking at the image?
Yeah.
Why is Jeff Dunham in such glorious HD? I'm like looking at his lips; they're chapped. He has chapped lips, and I can see it.
Jesus Christ! This is like 5,000. It's 3840 by.
You can literally getting chapped. Looking at his chapped lips in this image.
Look how dry his hands are. It's gross. Like his thumb is so dry.
I can see that. Why is Jeff Dunham so dry?
He's like he's like you. He's like one of those dudes that like refuses to like moisturize, so their like body sucks.
Well, actually, I've been using a lot of lotion because Angela, she's a massage connoisseur. I give massages all the time. Okay, I'm willing to say that. So I have very moisturized hands. You can't have this conversation?
Yeah.
I am so much less dry than Jeff Dunham, okay? You put me in a room with Jeff Dunham, he's parched.
Your moisture levels are off the fucking chain.
They're off the chain. I retain too much liquid. I'm puffy.
I'm the same way though. I that soap I got, like I used to have like super ashy fucking elbows. This shit's smooth now. It's so nice.
I'm zooming into Jeff Dunham's chapped lips. These are so chapped. These are so goddamn chapped. I'm gonna send you a screenshot right now. I'm gonna show you how chapped these are.
I can see how chapped his fucking lips are.
Oh my god.
Do we have anything else to talk about, or we're just gonna talk about like fucking his chapped ass lips?
Fucking Jeff Dunham. Like, it's one thing to be the worst comic of all time. It's another to... worst comic of all time is a pretty hard title to get. Like, I don't think that Jeff Dunham is the worst comic of all time. Who's the worst comic of all time?
Oh god, that's so chapped.
Probably
there's like multiples.
objectively. Okay, no, objectively. Like, I don't think Jeff Dunham has made me chuckle. Okay.
Probably either like Carlos Mencia or Dane Cook.
I've seen Dane Cook live, and it wasn't like Dane Cook in his prime. I saw Dane Cook live in like 2017.
Oh god, that sounds terrible.
So the thing is, I was like in LA with my friend, actually, the Superior David, streamer on Twitch. He's not a nobody at this point.
There are
he's so famous.
So many bad comedians. Like,
yeah, of course. Like, I'm a bad comedian.
Like Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon? He can't
Fallon.
get up.
Fuck you. Jimmy Fallon, Jeff Dunham.
These people aren't like, just because every single thing is cringe to you doesn't mean that these people
You think Andy Dick you think Andy Dick is a good comedian?
I don't think he's a great stand-up comedian, but he's definitely made me laugh in certain situations. Like the Norm Macdonald podcast episode with Andy Dick was actually quite funny. I will say that much, but I think my least favorite comedian ever is Gallagher. Like, straight up.
Why's that?
Like, literally all he does is smash a watermelon. He hasn't said anything funny in his life.
Yeah, it's like boomer humor. It's like, oh. So I literally Googled like worst comedians, and like this is the picture they have for Carrot Top.
Did I tell you about my like story about like being really upset about not being able to see Carrot Top?
Is that like a real thing?
Yeah, no, like I remember like I went to, I think I was like 10, and like I went to Vegas with my family because like Vegas is a family destination now.
It is not anymore. They have completely gone away from all the family stuff.
They turned it around. Like early 2000s to like 2010-ish, like they tried to make it a family destination.
Oh, absolutely.
And like
I actually have this conversation with my boss all the time because he used to go to Vegas a lot.
Yeah, and like my family went, and like I remember like, so you know how like every single like city, or like in many cases just like different airlines, they have like their own like flight safety video.
Yeah.
You know, like the flight safety video going into Vegas was like Carrot Top with a backpack that was like overly large. And it's like, I was like, oh, that guy's funny. I want to see that guy. And it's like, my parents were probably thinking, oh my God, he wants to see Carrot Top. God damn it. But like, I was like, oh, that guy seems really funny. I want to see Carrot Top. And like, basically, like, we like got tickets for the show, and like the show ended up being 21 plus. So we got a refund because it wasn't advertised as 21 plus. But
oh no,
I could have seen Carrot Top, but there was false advertising on our tickets.
I would have been pissed.
I was very upset as a child. I'm like, all I wanted to do in Vegas was see Carrot Top, and my parents were like, I'm sorry, we'll see Carrot Top next time. And I was Carrot Top's a scary looking man.
Dude, I just imagine like little Sammy like fucking like, you know, Jewing out and can't see Carrot Top.
Two very offensive things. I'm more offended by you calling me Sammy than saying I'm Jewing out. Are you kidding me? No, okay. As the person who is Jewish, I'm giving you the J word pass.
What? Did you ever wear a yarmulke as a child?
Yeah, but like not like, I never went to Hebrew school. I like would go to a lot of bar and bat mitzvahs though, because I was in a very Jewish area. So like I would have to like, so the thing about a bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah is that like they sometimes put like the party next to the service, so you're forced to do the Jewish stuff before you actually get to like break down at the dance floor. So like I've worn a couple yarmulkes in my day.
Like, I just remember the story you saying of you like just like going all out dancing at like a bar mitzvah.
Yeah,
like,
I remember there'd be like A to Z Entertainment, which is like a local like Chicago like bar mitzvah DJ, and like there was also Casper K. That was another one, Casper K. And yeah, I'm gonna rep Casper K. Okay, and I went to so many bar and bat mitzvahs that I'm on a name basis with these companies. Okay, but yeah, just getting up on the stage and just like doing the "It's Going Down" dance as like an 11-year-old.
This is what I imagine you.
I'm just imagining that picture of Carrot Top. I don't even have to look at that Simpsons clip to like see like Mo Sizlak like doing crotch thrusts and flips. I can't even look at this clip because I just see Jeff Dunham's dry lips on the goddamn screen.